Timo Werner.
I mean, Matic's a quality defender, there's no doubt, but you're taking probably the world's best defender off the pitch because of an injury. It's interesting how you start the extra time. I always wanted my team, if I was in extra time, to start quickly. It's quite easy to look at it and go, do you know what, let's just be safe and get to penalties. But especially Liverpool, the way they finished the 90 minutes, be positive and start quick. Just go and try and win the game.
I'm not sure he's sitting too comfortably. And if you're the fans of either of these two teams, this is the kind of game that you're addicted to, but I'm watching behind somebody else's shoulder. Roberto Firmino. Another option for Liverpool. A lot made of the fact that they've got this unbelievable front line. They might have to use them all between now and the end of proceedings here. To James. Those two players, products of the Chelsea Academy, and they've released Christian Pulisic, and they've got men over on the far side, but Joel Matip just showing how reliable he can be.
That's fantastic play from James, it really is. Ball out of his feet and then positive. He quite easily played that back to where it came from, but no, he makes a positive contribution. And in the end, the right side, his centre-back, he's just come on for the world's best defender, gets over there.
Chelsea players bunched towards the near post. Comes out to Mason Mount. No real composure on it. Still not clear by Liverpool. It will be now. Chance to break for Diaz. Runs at Conte. Tries to put on the accelerator, but N'Golo Conte is exquisite at snuffing out danger.
I mean, how good is that? You'd fancy Diaz there running at him, wouldn't you? Absolutely brilliant. Just keeps his eye on the ball, not fooled by any step overs, tricks.
Misfield by Alexander-Arnold, and that might give Chelsea the chance to break. Ziyech made another good run. This is Alonso. Ziyech waiting in the centre. He doesn't quite get there. He was nudged from behind by Konate, and he is glancing at the referee, but there's nothing in that.
There would have been a moment then when Konate thought, I've done too much in his back there, just shoulder into his back. I think the fact that he's running so quickly, as soon as he feels any sort of pressure from the defender, sends him to ground. But I agree, I don't think that's a penalty.
It's a brief little look by Paul Tierney back in Stockley Park. If you were a Liverpool fan, you'd lost Van Dijk and you'd lost Mo Salah so far, who would you not like to lose next?
Any of them.
Well, we are hearing that there is a possibility they're going to replace Luis Diaz next.
He has run all day long. He's been Liverpool's outstanding player, there's no doubt. His energy levels are right up there. He might be just feeling a little bit tired.
Alonso trying to get the better of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Here is Diaz looking for Mane, who skipped away from Thiago Silva. Jota is on the far side. Rudiger trying to get back. Well, no wonder Real Madrid want him. It might be one of his last games in a Chelsea shirt, but that was an imperious bit of defending by Antonio Rudiger.
I haven't said his name an awful lot today. Most of the players been down that left side with Diaz, but on that occasion, as you said, just steps into the space, uses his strength, his intelligence. So we're going to miss him.
Alonso. Good challenge by Jota. Really good challenge by him.
Diaz has done. He tried to keep up with that move with Mane on his right-hand side, and his just legs had gone.
And there is the change that we told you about. Luis Diaz being replaced by Roberto Firmino. He's not played since the FA Cup semi-final with Manchester City after a foot injury. Returned to the bench on Tuesday night. Boy, did this boy light up the cup final and became so frustrated with the fact that he didn't finish off some of those chances he had. He was prevented by the woodwork from putting Liverpool in front. But he looks a rare find.
Yeah, a brilliant cup final for him.
It's been a good day for Luis Diaz. Maybe not the perfect day, not yet. Alonso. Reece James. Come through to Mason Mount. It does come through to Mason Mount. Can he hit it? Well, he can, but not with the accuracy that was required to ruffle Alisson's feathers. Ziyech has done well. N'Golo Kanté. Pulisic. Alonso. Jorginho wants it centrally. Chelsea have just adapted to extra time, maybe a little bit better than Liverpool. Ziyech trying to find the cross, and Alexander-Arnold had to intervene because Pulisic was diving towards it and Alonso was coming in round the back.
Gareth Southgate be pleased with this. Really good positioning from the right back. Sometimes been criticised for his defending, but there knows he's needed at that near post. Leaves Alonso. Fantastic.
Very shortly towards that near post, and Thiago Silva tried to get enough on it to steer it through the middle. Mount's got it again. Break for Alonso is going to leave it for a corner. Possession has got a little bit more even as we've gone into extra time. Last delivery is not a good one. It's only their third corner, but he's got more space now and will want to produce something better. Jorginho. Well, Thiago dived in. That's going to be a free kick for Chelsea.
It's a daft challenge. No need. Mount's going nowhere, and he just steps across him, makes him make the foul on the back of his legs.
This action happening at the other end from the Chelsea supporters, watching on nervously.
No Van Dijk to organise that back line either.
Rudiger fighting for his position. Aimed in towards that near post, and Pulisic missed it. Comes off a Liverpool body, and it's out for another corner, and the pressure just being turned up a few notches on Liverpool.
It's a really good ball, and I think it's just Martic gets his head on it.
Chalobah being watched by Henderson. They're clutching, crowding around the goalkeeper once again, Chelsea. It's in towards the near post. Thiago Silva. It's a glancing header on it, but it's miles away from Alisson's goal. Shall he twist again? He's made just the one substitution so far, Thomas Tuchel. It's two, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Corrected me there. Kovacic for Conte and Ziyech for Romelu Lukaku. James. Ziyech trying to bound down that touchline, but Canate is across. Firmino. So I guess they're just ahead of the Brazilian, but Liverpool have got the ball back. We're into the final minute of the first period of extra time. Chelsea just can't hold on to the ball. And now Liverpool come forward. A rare foray into Chelsea territory in this extra time period. Jota. Alexander-Arnold. Jota again. Now Milner looking for the run of Alexander-Arnold. Thiago Silva was alert to it. Looks like he's moving a little bit gingerly.
He just caught that one on the end of his toe, I think.
It's a Liverpool corner now. Rudiger trying to rouse his troops. As Chelsea look to try and defend what could be the last chance of the first period of extra time.
Surely time to take this.
They are going to be allowed to do so. Alexander-Arnold delivers it. Chelsea have to be alert. Mendy away. Back in by Henderson. Away by Jorginho. There is the half-time whistle in extra time. And we have had an epic battle so far, and there will be another 15 minutes to try and separate these two before penalty kicks.
Still, we await the first goal. Not surprisingly, they've played so many matches this season, as Sam was saying in commentary. Players are beginning to look very tired.
And then what you're seeing is you're seeing passes going astray and that kind of thing happening simply because we're getting into that time of the game where that mistake could be the one that costs you. So everybody's being a little bit more cautious about what they're doing. But, you know, when the opportunity arises, we might see it. It might happen.
I'm staggered, Mark, that we've seen these two teams play this amount and no goals. Just the quality of the chances that are missed has been unacceptable from both sides. But Chelsea look like they've got a tad more left in the tank. You know, the massive lift, Salah and Van Dijk not being on the pitch, going into the business part of the game. One goal's going to do it.
Yeah, no, obviously you can feel the tension in the stadium. Huge 15 minutes coming up. Liverpool have looked stronger, but huge Chelsea to both teams, I have to say, credit to them. But it's just maybe one lapse now, or the players now will be start thinking maybe the mindset, penalty shootout.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room, Joe. Tuchel was just talking to Mendy there. Surely he's not going to take Mendy off. Surely not again.
No, I'm pretty sure that won't happen. I'll bet me life on it. But, you know, it's been so well balanced, the game. You know, again, as good as a 0-0 you'd ever see, the quality of play. It's just the finishing. Big players like that man in shot there, Thiago Silva, this is when they're so crucial, your experienced players, making the right decisions, because you're leggy, you're tired, and you've got to concentrate on your technique even more.
Are you more frightened of making a mistake, which means you don't do anything too adventurous?
I think that's what it will come down to now. But then we saw just now, that first time, we saw Mason Mount have a couple of corners. Those are the moments where you want to get the quality in, get the quality ball in the box, because it's going to be those kind of little bit of quality that's going to make the difference.
We think Loftus-Cheek is coming on, who scored the opening goal in the semi-final. We think LIV.FA might be coming on as well.
Yeah, well, obviously that's what you want. The squad freshness, the players to come on and affect the game, get up to speed very, very quickly. So this is where you go back to it. It's all about the squads nowadays. And you see Jordan there trying to urge the players on, your mindset, determination, a little bit of luck, a bit of magic. Who knows?
Brilliant. That's why we love it so much. Who knows which way it's going to go? Still 0-0 in the League Cup final all the way to penalties. Now we're at half-time and extra time in the FA Cup between the same sides. Still no goals. There are the changes. Lee and Sam can fill in all the details for us.
The smoke canisters are all the rage now, aren't they? Liverpool know that they need to win this game, otherwise their hopes of the quadruple go up in smoke. Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Cesar Azpilicueta are on. Trevor Chalobah is one of those replaced, and Christian Pulisic is the other. Well, the League Cup only exists in a few countries, but only one club has won the quadruple of League, FA Cup, League Cup and European Cup, and that was Celtic in 1966-67. If Liverpool do win here tonight, then their supporters will very much believe it is possible to emulate that achievement.
Just interesting here, Ian Wright saying about the last 15 minutes in extra time. He was relaxed as anything, because it's made for forwards, the last 15 minutes. Defenders start to tighten up. They don't want to make that mistake. They don't want to be the reason why you lose the cup. And forwards just relish these moments. Can they be the hero?
Ruben Loftus-Cheek trying to add a little bit of physical presence to disrupt Konate, and he's done that. Shown good feet, and then got it caught under his feet. Certainly no English team has ever got this close to a quadruple, and that's why it is an achievement that deserves a lot of respect. Even just the possibility, even the whiff of it. Chelsea don't care about that. They want to try and salvage their domestic season, which hasn't yielded silverware yet. Alonso trying to get the better of Henderson, who's still going. Jurgen Klopp admitted yesterday that Bayern Munich had tried to prize him away a few times, but why would you want to give this up? James. Now, was there a foul just inside the box? Hakim Ziyech is convinced.
Well, it was Alexander-Arnold on that far side, whether he wasn't goal side and tried to get goal side, he just grabs hold of his hand, I think.
Yeah, there was a grab of the hand by Ziyech. Now, was it by Alexander-Arnold on Ziyech? Was it outside the penalty area?
They actually grabbed him outside the penalty area. I'm not sure how much of a tug of his arm he gave him, but VAR's had a look at it. I think that's about right.
It's a little dicey for a moment there. Trent Alexander-Arnold just a little nervy glance towards Craig Pawson. push and shove going on between Rudiger and Diogo Jota. Chelsea about to enter a new era. It was announced last week that Todd Boehly and his consortium are about to take over the club. And they're going to take over an FA Cup winning club. James being harassed by Mane. Can he get out of that one? Alonso. Now Hakim Ziyech. Loftus-Cheek is in the centre, waiting for a delivery. Ziyech is not going to be allowed to get one in.
Brilliant defending from Matip. He knows he wants to go on his left foot, so he just lets him go down the line.
And that's the ball out to Jota. Robertson beaten to it by Mason Mount. Conte is going to get there first. He's not going to get away from Canate. That was excellent defending, although Thomas Tuchel doesn't agree.
It was a good idea from Conte. He's just got the wrong legs on.
Ibrahima Canate is a bit of a good luck charm for Liverpool. They don't lose when he plays. They haven't lost a single match that he has played in. Loftus-Cheek not going to get on the end of that ball from Conte. If it had been just a little shorter, he might have done.
It was the right direction, just too pacey.
I think Ziyech has come on and made a positive contribution to Chelsea's lineup. Entirely sure that Firmino has made as much of an impact for Liverpool, but then again, how do you expect to make an impact like Luis Diaz made right from the very off? Big shoes to fill. They are going to bring on another great crosser on the ball. Tsimikas replacing Andrew Robertson. He gets full of bundle of work, Andrew Robertson. Run-busting runs right to the very end. For the last 10 minutes, Kostas Tsimikas is going to come on. He's some player, Andrew Robertson. Had a rest on Tuesday night. Maybe just feeling the effects of the season. There's still quite a bit to go for Liverpool. For Chelsea, this is it.
You imagine how many miles he gets through in the season. Him and Alexander-Arnold, astonishing amount of work. Fullback game's changed a bit.
There's just a collection of the Liverpool players that are no longer available to Jurgen Klopp. They have had to adapt today. No Fabinho. They had to replace Salah in the first half. They've had to take off Virgil van Dijk. Robertson, the latest to depart the scene. It's a game that's on a knife edge. Can he turn it? Well, he hasn't been asked to yet.
Might be saving the last sub for you know who.
And if you're just tuning in, you've missed an epic FA Cup final. It might be 0-0, but it's been a gripping watch. It's captured the attention of everybody inside Wembley. In the League Cup final, which was also 0-0 between the two same opponents, it went all the way to penalties. The 22nd penalty, and just before that penalty shootout, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Chelsea's substitute goalkeeper, was brought on to try and save penalties. He ended up missing the crucial one. after not getting near any of those converted by Liverpool. Joe Cole says it's not going to happen again.
He's not exactly sticking his neck out there, is he?
Ruben Loftus-Cheek taking it down from Mount. Produces the cross towards Alonso. Might still come towards him. Milner gets back. Liverpool deal with the danger. The tempo's gone out of the game a bit as we've edged towards that penalty shootout. Aching limbs, certainly a feature of the last 20 minutes or so. Firmino. Good recovery tackle from Jorginho. Claims of handball, but Chelsea allowed to play on. I'm sure they wanted to. Piliqueta. James has got it back again. And the tension is excruciating. Won't be long before someone's lifting the trophy. We are still no closer to finding out who. James. Now, on the half turn, it will flick through, which he hoped that Loftus-Cheek would latch onto, but it was Tsimikas who was more alert. Firmino. Tsimikas. Was into traffic, thought he was going to get a foul. Eventually, Craig Pawson obliges. Now, this is where Kostas Tsimikas is incredibly useful. It's a deep delivery towards Firmino. And Rudiger showing all of his Nelson experience to allow Matic to make that challenge.
So he's just gone down in the 6-yard box with a bit of cramp.
It's Thiago Silva again.
Yeah. If you're one of the first 5 penalty takers, I'm telling you now, you're thinking about it.
Well, you can almost see that now, can't you? Because there's so much at stake here. For Chelsea, this is their season, isn't it? They're not going to win anything else. For Liverpool, it's another step along the way to immortality. City, but they've kept pretty much to it. The draw with Tottenham last week certainly hurt them, but if City were to slip, they will be there ready to pounce. He's still going. And it looks like Chelsea are now going to make another surprise substitution on an afternoon of surprise substitutions. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, we understand, is going to be replaced, and Ross Barkley is going to come on. That's what we're being told. Alonso trying to get out of a tight spot. The ball had already gone out. Thomas Tuchel is absolutely furious. He's going balmy over on the far touchline. Away by Jorginho, back in by Henderson. Alexander-Arnold chasing. It will be a Chelsea throw, and they will make their substitution. Now, is it Ruben Loftus-Cheek? It is, you know. And on comes Ross Barkley, who has not featured for Chelsea since making a substitute appearance in the FA Cup third round against Chesterfield on January the 8th.
Wow, must be taking a penalty.
Former Everton player, roundly booed by the Liverpool support. Is that for penalties, or is that because there's a problem for Loftus-Cheek? It's immaterial now. It's going to be the responsibility of Barkley to try and carry Chelsea, help carry Chelsea through. We are 30 seconds away from the full-time whistle in extra time. Liverpool have the free kick.
Just enough time to take it as well.
They have so many weapons in the arsenal that he has built. Is there time for one of them to strike late on? Alexander-Arnold. Henderson is blocked off, and that should be that. Mendy kicks it long. Mount tries to bring it down. Can't get it under control. Away by Milner. 1 minute of added time have been allotted by the officials. James, Azpilicueta, it was already out. Liverpool fans trying to urge their team for one last attack. Well, the fatigue workers has been banished by Liverpool over the last couple of weeks. Certainly it's played its part in this game. Here's Tsimikas. Big delivery which goes all the way through to the far post. Alonso was caught by Jota. Free kick is going to be given in Chelsea's favour. Jota can't quite believe it. And that's probably the last action of an absorbing FA Cup final. An FA Cup final that goes the same way as the League Cup final. 0-0 after 120 minutes. Penalties are coming next.
One, two, three.
McDonald's Fun Football sponsors coverage of the Emirates FA Cup on ITV.
This was a real test, pushing EE full fibre to the limit.
Hi, this is Cambridge Airport over your EE router. Video feeds, the data feeds, all of this is real time.
Step 1 Alpha, Suburbia up, so you're on frequency.
Step 1 Alpha, maintaining 3,000 feet, heading 050 degrees.
Runway 23 available for landing.
Copy, Step 1 Alpha.
Congratulations, everybody. Well done.
I can't believe we just landed a plane.
This is broadband that can handle anything. This is full fibre from EE.
At Sainsbury's, there are 150 fresh products price matched to Aldi, like these responsibly sourced king prawns for £1.86. Griddle, trickle, ooh, look at them sizzle. Or these hand-picked avocados for £1.19, mashed and smashed. And £1.19 for our super sweet sweet corn. Ooh, when it's needed more than ever. Get all the quality you expect from Sainsbury's price matched to Aldi. Sainsbury's.
An impulse. An electrical force that powers us. A pulse shaped by pure emotion. As humans, we learn how to control these impulses. But nothing has the power to drive us further than the impulse within. The impulse of a new generation. Cooper born, 100% electric.
I am what I am. I don't want praise. I don't want pity. And so, if I love it sparkle and it's spangled, why not see things from a different angle? Your life is a sham till you can shout out, I am what I am.
Right knees up. Ready? Bounce. Keep it going. Keep it.
And your mental strength in this particular moment. You just got to go there, feel you're going to make it happen.
If anything like the Carabao Cup final, we'll be here till about 9:30 because I scored 21 in a row then.
But there's better quality goalkeepers here.
Yes. Yes.
You'd fully expect these keepers to make a couple of saves.
Here we go then. Sam has got his grid out. It's penalty time.
Yes, it is. And Chelsea, you would think, were better suited to the whole thing, bearing in mind they'd had 4 penalty shootouts this season, winning 3 and losing 1. But the only one they lost was to Liverpool here in the League Cup final. That one went all the way to the goalkeepers. This one will start at the Chelsea end with Chelsea kicking first. Roles completely reversed from that League Cup final. Chelsea have taken 42 penalties this season with an 88% success rate. And first up is Marcos Alonso. And scores.
Yeah, the lad said about technique. He decided which side. He just leans back and places right in the side netting. Brilliant penalty.
It's a similar penalty to that he scored in the League Cup final. These two, the first 2 takers. James Milner scored Liverpool's first penalty in that shootout. He went to the goalkeeper's bottom right corner with his first penalty. Edouard Mendy has been the hero of penalties in the Senegal national team. James Milner is an expert from 12 yards. They still level it up. And he does with a vicious kick.
Well, he had a little stutter, and then he guessed the right way and got something on it, the goalkeeper, but the pace it took it past him. Yeah, it's a fingertip on it.
Here's the captain, Cesar Azpilicueta for Chelsea, who is next up. Didn't take one in the League Cup final. Alisson moving around behind his goal line, trying to put him off. And he has. First strike to Liverpool. Alisson doing enough to steer Azpilicueta onto the post. He didn't have to touch it. Azpilicueta missed the target.
He just gets a really decent strike on it, but you have to hit the target. And that's pressure for you.
Thiago has the chance to put Liverpool in front in the shootout. Remember, there were 21 penalties between these two, without one being missed in the previous shootout between the two. Mendy just bobbing around on his line now, trying to put Thiago off. Thiago to level it. Did you ever doubt him?
Well, it's the brilliant technique that takes some nerve, wait for the keeper. He's just looking at the keeper, waits till he moves and then snaps it in the other corner.
Liverpool in front in the shootout by 2-1. And Reece James has a weight of pressure on his shoulder now. The third penalty, it could be a crucial one. (2-1) Liverpool lead. Reece James against Alisson. No mistake.
Straight down the middle. Something like that. That takes some nerve as well. Please move.
Alisson comes out and gives Roberto Firmino the ball. Hasn't scored too many goals at Anfield recently, Roberto Firmino. Just to make it 3-2 Liverpool. Stutters. And finishes. Too high for Mendy to reach. Went the right way but couldn't grasp it.
Again, the stutter, to wait to see which way the keeper's going. He doesn't go early, Mendy does really well, but just can't get anything on it. Just a fingertip.
Now, how about this for pressure? Hardly kicked a ball since January. The former Everton player, Ross Barkley, against Alisson. How important could this kick be for Chelsea in the cup final shootout? It's Ross Barkley blasting it. That's why they brought him on.
Well, if in doubt, put your laces right through it. That's exactly what he does.
And Barkley makes it 3-3. And Trent Alexander-Arnold is next up. Nerves for Chelsea fans everywhere. And Mendy come to Chelsea's rescue. Will Alexander-Arnold score as he did in the League Cup final shootout? It was unstoppable and into the side netting then. It's unstoppable now, and Liverpool might be. Now Chelsea turn to Jorginho, who hasn't had a great time from the penalty spot recently. Missed one against West Ham. He missed one here in the European Championship final. If he doesn't score, then Liverpool win the FA Cup for the first time since 2006. Will he go with a hop, skip and a jump? He'll just go with a goal.
Yeah, even he thought it was too risky to do his normal little jump before and wait for the keeper. And pressure all on Mane to win the FA Cup.
Well, Sadio Mane has had quite some season so far. He scored the winning penalty in the Africa Cup of Nations final. He scored the winning penalty for Senegal to get to the World Cup. And if he scores this, then he will win Liverpool the FA Cup. "22 goals this season. He doesn't take penalties in regulation time. He just does it in shootouts. And it is Sadio Mane of Senegal against his compatriot, Edouard Mendy of Senegal, for the silverware, for the trophy, for the cup double. It's Sadio Mane. It's saved by Edouard Mendy. Thomas Tuchel celebrates. The Chelsea fans go wild. Maybe Edouard Mendy just knows Sadio Mane too well.
Wow. Too close to the goalkeeper. It is a good save. We couldn't separate these teams in 90 minutes or extra time. What drama.
A blue flare has been tossed onto the pitch. Craig Pawson, is he going to delay this kick so that they can remove the flare, which is going to add extra pressure on Hakim Ziyech?
He just pointed to the flares to say somebody take it off the pitch, and nobody's going towards it. In fact, one of the Chelsea subs, by the look of it, is running over there, or members of staff. And this just piles on more pressure.
And that's been dispatched. Now can Hakim Ziyech dispatch the penalty? It's a pressurised moment, this, having just seen it been levelled up. And he's fired Chelsea into the lead.
Well, I'm a big believer in putting some laces through the ball on penalty shootouts. At least you've got the chance if it's close to the keeper and it's past him before he dives, and that was the case.
Here comes Diogo Jota. 21 goals so far this season in 51 appearances. He scored in the quarter-final, the key goal in the quarter-final against Nottingham Forest. Can he beat Edouard Mendy from 12 yards? If he doesn't, it's Chelsea's cup. We're into sudden death now. How are your nerves? Diogo Jota for Liverpool, blasts it brilliantly into the top corner. No sign of nerves from him.
Well, he's just answered how his nerves are.
Penalty number 7 falls on the shoulders of Mason Mount, who has had his issues in shootouts with Chelsea before. Not necessarily in the big showpiece occasions, but he is the next to take on Alisson. A battle of wits. It's Mount. It's saved by Alisson. Brilliant agility by the Brazilian. Chelsea's most consistent player misses in a big moment.
Well, it's not a great penalty. It's a perfect height for goalkeepers. If he goes the other way, everyone says it's brilliant, but the keeper gets right, and it's falling on Tsimikas to win the cup for Liverpool.
Well, he's never scored for Liverpool in normal time, but a chance to strike, a chance to keep the impossible possible. It's Kostas Tsimikas to win the FA Cup for Liverpool for the first time in 16 years. And Liverpool, a team that allows their supporters to imagine the unthinkable, a manager who makes them believe, and a club for whom their dream of the impossible is very much alive. Secured in dramatic circumstances at Wembley once again. Jurgen Klopp wins his first FA Cup. Liverpool do the cup double. And the hopes of an improbable quadruple are still alive. Sadio Mane relieved. Chelsea frustrated on penalties again. They were never going to allow their quadruple hopes to go up in smoke. Alisson the hero this time. And the Liverpool fans are going to milk it.
Well, it was a brilliant cup final, it really was. 0-0, extra time. Could hardly separate them throughout. You make a case for each team to win the final. Well, when it comes down to penalties, you have to feel for Chelsea. The celebrations go on, but spare a thought for them. But this brilliant Liverpool team goes on, and the quadruple is still alive.
Yes, it is very much still alive. And if anyone can make you believe, then Jurgen Klopp can make you believe. Liverpool win the FA Cup for the first time since Steven Gerrard helped win it for them on penalties 16 years ago in Cardiff, meaning they have won half the trophies that are available to them at the beginning of the season. It's all too much for some. Can they win them all? You wouldn't put it past them. And if they don't, no one in English football will ever come closer. They need City to slip up in the league, but they're doing everything they can to make something that seems fanciful, the stuff of fantasy and speculation, appear on the horizon. And he made it a very real possibility. Usually it's the brilliance of the front men, but sometimes you just have to hold your nerve. The cup final finishes 0-0 after extra time, and Liverpool are the victors on penalties.
Well, you have to say that penalties always deliver some extraordinary drama. Roy, what are your thoughts? Liverpool get over the line.
Listen, they got the job done. With players coming on, the squad, winning goal there, and you can't begrudge them. I think they probably just about deserved it. We talk about penalty shoot up in the lottery. It's not. It's a test of nerve, technique. Hope your goalkeeper produces, and you can see the heartache there for Chelsea. But Liverpool, they've got that momentum now with them to carry through to the rest of the season. Another huge day for them.
Because Chelsea probably thought they got the momentum when Mane is denied by his compatriot Mendy to win it.
Yeah, Roy's right. I mean, you've got to give massive credit to these Liverpool players. It's not a lottery. You know, they've obviously got the minerals to step up and do it. From Chelsea's perspective, like, it's a lot to take into next season because they pushed the great Liverpool side twice. I know they're off them in the league, but in one-off games, there's been nothing in it between the two sides. And you get a few details right. Tsimikas there, that lad, you know, he's come in as an understudy, you know, and he's wrote his name in the folklore for the club now. You know, it's a cool penalty. He's opened his body up. And it's just that the margins in football at this level are so small.
In particular, when you bear in mind that Liverpool had off the pitch, who would have taken a penalty? Salah, Van Dijk. Fabinho wasn't even fit enough to start. It just shows, you know, the depth of, that's what it means to the manager, the depth of belief, the depth of trust really in each other, isn't it, to get the job done?
For Liverpool, you know, I can't say I'm disappointed for Mason Mount, you know what I mean, because when a player misses a penalty at this level for so much on the line. You've got to be gutted for him. But there's something about Liverpool, what they're trying to do this season is very, very special. And for some reason, you know, we've got someone like Tsimikas who never scored a goal for Liverpool. He has to step up in that moment and score a goal to keep them in the hunt for maybe 4 trophies. You kind of, it's very exciting here. But like I say, it's just devastating. Obviously, I'm devastated for Mason, but I can't say I'm not delighted for Liverpool because I would like, if I'm going to be totally honest, I would like to see him do the quadruple because it's a special thing they're going for.
Well, listen, the images of Tsimikas there celebrating, that was marvellous. And the fans were right in front of the fans and they drove the team on. I think it's a special group of players with a special manager. Whenever there was clutch moments in the games, we're all sitting there and we're thinking Liverpool look more comfortable. And it's only marginal, Mark, because Chelsea were outstanding in moments of the game. I think both teams finishing were poor. But then this group of players, they get over the line. They know what to do, and they're on for something incredible.
Let's go down to pitch side then. Robbie Fowler will be thrilled. He's with Laura Woods.
I can tell you, he is very, very thrilled, and so are all the fans on this side of the stadium. It is wild in here. Robbie, just tell us now what this means to Liverpool Football Club.
You know, it's everything. I think the club deserve it. I mean, everything that's gone through this year, you know, gone to the hunt for the quadruple. Okay, the league's tough. But these games, the players are pulling in performances left, right and centre. I think extra time is really tough for them in all honesty. But I mean, I'm not sure if the camera's been on in the crowd, but the crowd are absolutely delighted. And you know what, they deserve it, because this club has given them everything this year.
We were sat together just behind the Chelsea dugout, and you were living and breathing every kick of the ball, especially every penalty. And I think we can see actually some footage of just what you were like, your reaction when that final penalty went in. How nervous were you throughout that process?
You know, I'm never nervous with Liverpool. I'm always like optimistic that they'll win. I'm gutted for Sadio Mane that he never got the win for him, because he deserves it. He's an incredible player. But thankfully that I'm supposed to be impartial here, but it's really, I'm really emotional in the middle of it.
This is it. I'm glad you mentioned Mane, because he's had some incredible moments so far in the season, and to miss a penalty like that, not necessarily reflective of anything that he's provided this season for Liverpool, but to see them win it now and to see them go ahead on what could be, and we say could because they're still in it, a historic quadruple. Can you see it happening?
In all honesty, no. I'm going to play a little bit of a devil's advocate here. I think it's tough in the league. I think they can win the Champions League. And look, I think if they lost this game today and they lose the Champions League, this doesn't define Liverpool's season. Liverpool have been incredible this year. And for them to play every single game and go even like pull Manchester City to the wire in a Premiership, I mean, they're on course for 92 points. What a year. What an incredible season.
I know you're dying to celebrate, Robbie, so I'm going to let you go and celebrate with your fans. Mark, back to you guys.
Thanks, Laura. Let's hear from Virgil van Dijk. Went off just before extra time, and here he is with Gabriel Clark.
Virgil, sum it up. Epic.
Yeah, obviously another trophy that we didn't win as a group yet. It's been too long, in my opinion, that the club won this trophy, and obviously intense game, both sides created opportunities, and luckily we'll be on the winning end.
What are you thinking as Sadio Mane's penalty is saved?
We go for the next one. We have what I think the best goalkeeper in the world. So we still keep the faith, we still keep the confidence, and good that he saved us.
And that's not, I imagine, what Costas Tsimikas thought he might be doing this morning, scoring the winning penalty in a final.
He deserves all of it. Fantastic guy, important for us. Obviously, he has Andy Robertson in front of him, so it's not easy to play. But you know, he stepped up, massive for him, and I'm very pleased for him, very pleased for the club and everyone aligned with us.
You had to come off. How are you?
Well, hopefully well. We're going to check it out.
What's the problem?
I felt in the first half when I did a sprint in the channel. After 20 minutes or something, I felt a little twinge behind my knee. I played on. Well, obviously, I don't. In the end, I thought if they put quite fast strikers in, I can't risk it for the team, and obviously, I need to trust in Joao in this case. And well, as I hopefully it will be fine. So positive answer.
They complete the sack, though, they under Jurgen Klopp. I mean, what a transformation at Anfield in since he's arrived. Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, this set of players, this extraordinary manager.
Well, everything what they've done at Liverpool, even recruiting and Jurgen Klopp and the way they went about it. You know, the dossier that they had on him when he came, what he knew about the club, the recruitment that the club have done up to this point with him in charge. You know, the patience they've had in getting the players what they've wanted. You know, not just gone out and willy-nilly bought players. They bought players into that squad to fit that team and what that team are capable of. And you see, like Van Dijk saying about Tsimikas, he says he's very unlucky, he doesn't get to play as often as he'd like, but he stepped up today, and that is the main squad. They're here to try and do something, like I say, special, and all of them are in it. It's an amazing football team at the moment.
Even you look at Klopp's reaction, obviously running on at the end there, the passion he has for football and obviously the club. We've got some brilliant players, but it all starts with Klopp. What he's done to that football club, the feel-good factor they've got, the squad of players they have, and they are set up for a special season, no doubt about it. And you can see him here. Right? Look, it's not that I'm a big fan of it, but even when they do the winning goal went in, you see him sprinting on the pitch. It's like a teenager. That rubs off on the players, of course.
Let's hear from Jordan Henderson with Gabriel.
Jordan, another heavyweight fight between the two clubs, and you found the knockout again.
Yeah, another big match. Good two teams going at it. Chances. Unfortunately, we couldn't put one away. But we kept going. You know, I think in extra time, both teams tied a little bit. But we give it everything, and then it went to penalties again, and thankfully we got the rub of the green again, really.
What can you say about your goalkeeper?
Not enough good words. He's unbelievable.
So many times on the big occasion.
Oh, incredible. Incredible. In games, everything build up, shot stopping, but he's all round sort of personality in the dressing room, as he is as a man, incredible.
And for Kostas Tsimikas, what a moment, because I imagine when he got up this morning, he's not necessarily thinking he's going to be scoring a winner.
No, but Kostas has been good at pens. You know, we've been practicing them and he was good, so I was full of confidence when he stepped up.
And what does it mean, this trophy now to the club? Champions League is there, League Cup is there, Premier League is there, but now to win the FA Cup.
Yeah, big for us, big for us. We wanted to challenge on all fronts this season, which I think we've done. League Cup and now the FA Cup is pretty special, really, but we've got some more big games coming up. You're going to recover so quickly and play Tuesday. You know, give everything in the Premier League, and then obviously Champions League at the end of it.
And the quadruple is still on. Well done today.
Thank you.
The quadruple is still on. It'll be very tough because Manchester City are in the box seat. Chelsea going up. They've lost 3 FA Cup finals in a row, Joe. First club ever to have that unwanted record. That's desperately painful to have to deal with.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to swallow because, you know, this group of players, they've pushed Liverpool twice in 2 cup finals. It's come down to a shootout and fell at the last hurdle. Champions of Europe, World Club Championship, the Super Cup. So the season has been relatively success. It's been turbulent with the changeover, everything that's going over. I think Thomas Tuchel's been outstanding throughout this spell, like I said before the game. You know, this team is not a team that needs any kind of massive changes, just tweaking a few players here and there. Someone to come in, like he said, who's going to put them, you know, a bit more clinical, put them chances away, you know, and then they can be up there challenging with a Man City.
And of course, just settled off the pitch in terms of the ownership, which should go through here, we think. But that's just what they need, though.
Well, exactly what they need, and you know, like they said there, they've run Liverpool close in 2 one-off games. But Chelsea, I know for a fact, will be wanting to challenge for the Premier League again. We know that they're capable of winning like Champions Leagues and FA Cups, but you know, being unlucky in the FA Cup, I'm going to be totally honest. But we know that they're not a million miles away. They've got a very good manager. They've got a new owner. Hopefully, he'll come in and he'll, you know, if he can back them like their previous owner.
Because he deserves it, doesn't he, Thomas Tuchel?
Of course he does. And what he's done, you know, where Chelsea were when he came in, you know, everybody they were all over the place in certain people's eyes, and he saw them out. They won the Champions League, and you know, they again today it comes down to you're playing against Liverpool. They made chances in the way that they were going to be able to make chances. They broke them. They got through them, counter-attack, and missed chances. They missed good chances. And this is the kind of thing. If Liverpool play like that against Real Madrid, I don't think they'll miss those chances. So that's something they're going to have to tighten up on. Unfortunately, today Chelsea didn't take those chances.
Not to be Chelsea's day. Liverpool win both domestic cup competitions as they did in 2001. Time for them to pick up the FA Cup. Then let's go back to Sam Matterface.
And Liverpool won this 8th FA Cup with just 1 stop away from Anfield after Shrewsbury and Cardiff and Norwich were dispatched at home. They won narrowly and Nottingham Forest before a semi-final here, a brilliant semi-final here against Manchester City. There are more steps for them to walk up than ever before, so it might take a little bit longer. More steps than in recent years because the players are going up to the Royal Box to receive the trophy from the Duke of Cambridge. After the end of COVID restrictions, 107 have to be climbed to collect their trophies, as opposed to just 39 at the old stadium. But when you're getting used to winning, you don't mind the climb. Champions League winners in 2019, Premier League winners in 2020, League Cup and FA Cup winners in 2022. And the FA Cup will end up in the hands of Jordan Henderson, but it's not just about the elite. The competition started on a Friday night in August with Concert, West Essex, Ascot United and Ealing Borough. 725 other teams joined, and after 10 months, we have our 2022 FA Cup winners. It's in stark contrast to the 12 teams that took part in this competition in its inaugural year 150 years ago. But they know what it's like to win it. They know how good it feels to win it. And now Liverpool, after 16 years of waiting, know how good it feels to win it as well. And they hope to add to that haul of trophies that may yet not be complete for this season. It's not a bad time to be a Liverpool fan, and it's not a bad time to be Trent Alexander-Arnold, who becomes the youngest Englishman to win all of the major prizes that are available to him. There have been other headline makers in the FA Cup, but it is Liverpool who have made the headlines on what has been an epic Cup final, an epic journey from the minute the referee Craig Pawson had a first blast on the whistle. Liverpool had to overcome some setbacks. They lost Mo Salah, they lost Virgil van Dijk. You've heard him talk about the injury, which he hopes isn't going to be too serious. They required some help from Alisson Becker after Sadio Mane had missed his penalty. He's a mightily relieved man now. It was a brilliant spectacle, and the Liverpool fans have certainly stayed on in their numbers to enjoy the celebrations, and quite rightly so. I think Jurgen Klopp's enjoyed the celebrations as well. The Duke of Cambridge puts a medal round the neck of Jordan Henderson, and he is about to hand the latest piece of silverware to the Liverpool captain. He shakes a few hands before grabbing the handles. And now the big moment. It's a red letter day at Wembley. Finally, Liverpool can call themselves FA Cup winners again. The first captain since Steven Gerrard 16 years ago to hold aloft the most famous trophy of all. And in its 150th year, maybe it is fitting that it is English football's most decorated club that lifts it again. Liverpool win the FA Cup final at Wembley for the first time since 1992. So expect them to make the most of it.
I think somebody needed to tell Luis Diaz that the lid came off, Ian, right?
Well, that's the thing. So when you want it a couple of times, you can say to him, watch out for the bottom, watch out for the lid. You know what I mean? Brilliant, brilliant.
Oh, fantastic. Well done, Liverpool. And you would imagine, even if the league title does drift away, which it looks like, this will put them in a completely different frame of mind going to Paris for the Champions League final, won't it?
Yeah, it will, but you'd have to say that looking at this game and the players that have limped out of it, and they've got a massive game on Tuesday, like Jordan Henderson said, it's starting to take its toll. So again, it comes down to the mentality of this team and what they're capable of doing and how they can continue to find the strength to get over, to put City under pressure. Because, you know, you look at City at the moment, driving City, and they don't look like they're going to slip up. So Liverpool have to make sure that they're there ready to put them under pressure.
More reaction to come then after this break. Liverpool win the FA Cup. More disappointment from the spot for Chelsea.
McDonald's